Greetings, duelists, and welcome to another deck report. This is Season 7, week number 5, and we're still playing Magnet Warriors. I piloted this deck for 3 locals now, which is at least around 12 to 13 matches. And I gotta say, this deck is really cool. I think this deck has everything in its tool and arsenals to just compete against everything that's currently happening in the TCG format. I've seen people pilot this for Genesis as well. We'll talk about that in the future. But for now, I'm gonna show you my list. I will say this list is far from perfect. There is some things that could be changed and ironed out. That being said, we'll get straight to the list and we'll talk about my local experience and just how strong this strategy is. So, I finished at X1 at locals yesterday. It was 4 rounds. I lost every single die roll. Every single game 1, I went second. And outside of half my matches went to game 3, half my matches were 2-0. And actually, yeah, half my matches were 2-0, half my matches were going to game 3, and I got 2-0'd, which is 1 loss. My only loss was to Draco Tail. They're just better than me. That's all I have to say. Yep, let's go through the list. 3 Dual Tarion, 3 Conduction Warrior Linear Magnum, 3 Beta, 3 Sigma Minus, 1 Sigma Plus, 1 Epsilon, 1 Omega Plus, and 1 Solution. So these are standard ratios. I think that most of the Fiendsmiths builds are running 2 Sigma Plus, 2 Sigma Minus. I'm playing a 3rd Sigma Minus because I'm not playing Engraver in my deck. You'll see the supplementary engine in just a second. I just want to play as many ways to play the game as possible. I bricked twice like last week, despite the deck having an insane amount of starters. So I kind of just wanted to make sure that my hands were playable at almost every given scenario. Shoutouts to Luke Tyler. I will post his video in the description, as well as Josh Kelly's video on Manowar. Luke Tyler explains the utility behind Omega. I didn't knew about it until literally yesterday or the day before, when I saw his video on it, and it is a very solid thing to be running in this deck, especially if you're trying to do a lot of weird combos. And since we're not playing the Fiendsmiths engine, there are some other things you can do with it. So that's it for the typical Magnet Warrior stuff. So since we're not playing Fiendsmith, we needed a replacement engine that just worked really well with the deck and just did the same things you wanted to do with the deck without the strategy losing its identity. I played 3 Researchers and I played 3 Quagmire Guardian. You already saw Quagmire Guardian from my last list. I don't recall if I maxed out on Researcher, but by maxing out on Researcher, you have enough rocks in your deck to excavate with her. If you're going second, she is an extra extender that just helps push through boards. You see this cross ship in my extra deck. You can use cross ship to reborn the Researcher as well. Utility wise, this card was just fantastic. Almost every game going second. This card baited a lot of boards. A lot of people just went after this card because of the amount of pressure that you can apply when resolving her effect. Spoilers, there are no Adamancipator synchros in my extra deck. at least not in this list. This card was really good. Quaggy Mirror Guardian, every time I saw it, it was fine. I did lose one game against Drake Hotel where I did have it. I don't know if I say I misplayed with it necessarily, but I really like Quaggy Mirror Guardian. It's really cool in this deck, especially since you can reborn it with Black Sheep. Or Cross Sheep, rather. So that's it for the non-hand trap monsters. The rest of our monsters are hand traps. So we got 3 Fua, 3 Perulia, 3 Ash, 2 Bell, 2 Nips. So that's 13 monsters, 13 monster hand traps. And then you got 3 Imperm. These were my hand traps of choice for the week. In the main deck, I am citing more hand traps. And I will say this, every single hand trap here in this list did something. Especially the Mold Charmies. I lost every die roll, so opening 1 or 2 Mold Charmies was really helpful. And I did see these good amount of times. And the last card is Magnet Bonding. It is the only spell card in our deck. Yeah, there's not a lot to say. I don't know why this card's so common. Like, honestly, OTS Super win. Well, we're no longer getting OTS packs, but you know what I mean. So that was the main deck. It was 41 cards. Like I said, wonky ratios. I don't regret anything on this list. Everything worked out. Even the researchers and the Quacky Merus. So let's start with side deck. So we're citing 3 research, 3 analyzer. So the purpose behind analyzer is post game 1. I wanted the deck to be as consistent as it was in the previous game. Duotarian conflicts with Dominus Purge, which is another card that we are in this sighting. So by trading Duotarian with Analyzer, you kind of keep the level of consistency in the deck while still playing Dominus Purge. The other thing I do is post side. If I'm going first, I side out my Mold Charmies and I put in Purge and Analyzer. And Analyzer is not like the best starter, but it is a really good like playmaker in the deck. Going second, this just helps push through boards as an extender. Like I said, my researcher got interrupted a lot of times, so just having like essentially 6 copies of researcher was essentially the same thing. But when you're going first, I just cite this in, and you have good odds of hitting like a level 4 or beta. If you hit a level 4, you make Gallant Granite, and Gallant Granite gets you to Conduction Warrior, and that's full combo. If you hit beta, beta gets you to your Sigma minus, and that's also full combo. So I don't regret this choice. I think the theory behind it is kind of correct. I have to still analyze more games with it. Yes, pun intended. So, Dominus Purge, another side card. We don't main this card because it does conflict with Duotarian. Post side, if you know that you're not going first, then you side out the Duotarians. If you are going first, you just set this and just don't have to worry about their Duotarian restriction. Another side card is Pancratops. This card is really, really good right now, especially against Radiant Typhoon and Draco Tail specifically. Against Branded, it can be okay. Against like Floodgates as well, like Dimensional Fissure, this card just does the job. That's what mainly everybody's been saying that this card is for, and I don't dislike it. Also, if you open it alongside Analyzer, you have like a lot of engine pushes against your opponent's boards, and there's not a lot of really oppressive boards right now. So yeah, I don't regret Pankotops. Another really neat choice. We cited Drolls. Drolls are no longer in my main deck. If you saw my last deck report, I did break on this card a fair amount of times. You just need to make sure you are playing the right ratios of your cards when you're playing this card. The last hand trap is one Baylor. Honestly, the main deck is 41. I probably will just main Baylor next time, and that makes it 42 cards. And we'll just try to find another replacement for the FF Baylor. But for now, it's a FF Baylor. It was a really good choice. The last cards in my side deck was Feather Duster, and the last two cards are 2 Illusion Gate. I never drew Illusion Gate, so I can't comment on it. However, there are a few matches against like really strong, really specific decks. Like I faced a Memento player, so if Charles to Unknown 12. So if I would have drawn the Illusion Gate against them, that card would have been very strong, because it means you can reborn the combined creation with this card. Outside of that, I don't think there was any other situation. Like I said, I never drew the card, so I can't evaluate how strong it is at the moment. Feather Duster is Feather Duster. You already know why it's there. So extra deck: Cross Cheap, IP, SP, Phoenix, Gorgon, Underworld Goddess, Baguska, Exiton, Granite, Dracosac, Typhon, one Plasma, 2 Flux Ocean Field, and the last card is Naturia Beast. I did not summon Naturia Beast all day. This card was non-existent in my extra deck. I did summon Flux Ocean Field enough times. I did summon the Dracosac once or twice, and I also did summon Typhon. And I Exiton the Yummy board at one time, which was really neat. They still won that game. I still won the match. The MVP of my extra deck, I would have to say, is probably Cross Cheap or Zilthonia. Zilthonia was really good against some board states. It just made itself a little bit too big. I had one game where I Nibiru'd my opponent, and the Nibiru had like around 8k attack. And I just summoned the Zilthonia, gained the attack of the Nib token, and just run over the token, and I swung for game. Yeah, that situation can happen, and it did happen. I really like Cross Cheap. I feel like if you're not playing the Fiendsmiths version, you should be playing this card. This card makes it so you can play through a lot of boards. You can play through Nibiru as well, while also getting back all your resources. I've OTK'd people in the past because with Flux Ocean Field, I've managed to reborn Nibiru because it can reborn any rock. So I've reborned Nibiru that I discarded for Flux, and the Cross Cheap is also giving me another monster. Ideally, the monster you're getting for Cross Cheap is going to be like either Researcher or Epsilon, and then you go Epsilon to send Omega Plus, and you keep going from there. It's a lot of snowball card advantage. I don't regret this choice. I think everything in my extra deck I summoned at least once. Yeah, I summoned every single card in my extra deck except for the Naturia Beast. That might as well not be in there. Shout out Jeremy for the lending me the OT from the OTS pack. So yeah, that's it for the deck. I might make some combos in the future, specifically some combos involving Cross Sheep. I will say this: this deck looks very easy on paper, but it does take a mathematician to like resolve this deck and play it the most optimal way, and playing the most optimal way. The skill curve of the deck is kind of a bit high. I want to shout out Luke Tyler and Josh Kelly. I will post their profiles in the description. They topped with Magnet Warriors last week in the Germany regional, and like they basically demonstrated how powerful the deck is. They also talk about like a lot of things to remember with the deck, which is very, very helpful. Yeah, that's it for that. Keep practicing and keep dueling.